The 2020 election, about record, or rhetoric, promises. 5 factors. Regardless of one's personal political preferences, beliefs, etc., most will agree, we have witnessed, for the last 30 months, a level of political polarization, probably not witnessed, or experienced, since the United States Civil War. In my lifetime, I have witnessed many politicians, many of which I have disagreed with, but there was always a certain degree of predictability or expected, anticipated behavior, etc. The current occupation of the White House, President Donald Trump, has behaved quite differently, often resorting to name-calling, repeating misstatements, lying, empty rhetoric, promises, and, what many consider, extreme degrees of vitriol. The Democratic Party, 18 months before the next presidential election, have still not articulated a compelling theme, but rather, to a large degree, have merely complained about Mr. Trump. Which of the more than 24 candidates might prevail, whether they can nominate a consensus candidate who unifies them, etc., will certainly determine the results of the 2020 elections. Will this be about President Trump's record, or rhetoric, promises? With that in mind, this article will attempt to briefly consider, examine, review, and discuss 5 possible potential factors. 1. What's most important to the electorate? There seems to be little to no meeting of the minds or seeking the common good. Since the American political system is quite complicated, especially because of the use of the Electoral College, which candidate and specific message will appeal enough to prevail? 2. Voter turnout. In the hotly contested 2016 presidential election, more potential voters did not vote than did. Will the rhetoric of today's political climate bring people out, or will it turn them off? Which voters are most likely to vote, and who might they support, and why? Will enough individuals pay keen attention, fact-check in order to differentiate between political spin, opinions and real facts, or will we, once again, witness empty promises and rhetoric win out? 3. Will Democrats unify behind their candidate, or repeat 2016? In 2016, Democrats, to a large degree, defeated themselves because a considerable percentage of Bernie Sanders voters either didn't vote at all or supported a minority candidate with no chance of winning, or Mr. Trump as a protest against Hillary Clinton. Will this election be more of the same, or will they unify behind their candidate in order to defeat President Trump in 2020? 4. Priorities. What will be the voters' priorities? Will opposing Trump be enough to unify Democrats? Will immigration become a major issue, which either benefits the president or his opponents? Will the majority of Americans credit President Trump for the economy, or will they believe it has not treated all segments of society equally? How about the environment, climate change, integrity, ethics in politics, etc.? 5. What's right versus appeals to biases, prejudices, self-interest, political agenda? Will the rights, privileges, freedoms, and justice for all expressed in our Constitution prevail, or will an appeal to core supporters' biases, prejudices, etc.? No one knows for sure what will be the overriding issues considerations regarding the 2020 presidential election. However, if we hope to see a relevant, sustainable government, which addresses compelling priorities and needs, voters must become ready, willing, and able to pay keen attention, and be less apathetic. Thanks for watching. Hoped you enjoyed it.